So Team Nightmare have brought that Tigreal. They might even add something else. But for me, when the Valentina is there, it prevents the other teams from taking some specific picks because you will be afraid that your own weapon will be used against you.
That's definitely a big concern. But for SMG now, looking at the item, like the weapons that can be used against them, I guess the Angela ulti comes to mind right here. The Black Dragon form maybe, but it's not going to be as effective, as crazy. For Nightmare, they banned with the Irithel, knowing that it can be comboed with the Angela. I think Irithel alone is a bit weak, but with Angela, it's a different story. They have the Minotaur, but for SMG, it's back to that Cho. So now they're the ones aggressing, it seems like, right here. With a Baxia and Cho, that pickup potential is quite scary. And they've banned away the Mathilda and the Diggy that can save the members of Nightmare in the middle of a pick-off attempt.
After banning that Diggy, I think it was most obvious that they will go for a crowd control pick, but having that Cho again makes Miko plays him once again. We'll see the way of Miko, and the Angel will be transformer, will be exchanged to be the mid lane and the magical damage for Team SMG.
I like the fact that in a way, Nightmare Esports is still kind of testing the waters, right? I like that they got the Bruno, like I said earlier. I like that they have the Valentina. Now they have a Grok, a Dyrok.
Wow.
Like, the biggest curveball, I guess, in terms of lineup is obviously the Khalid. Can they make it work better for them? And to beg the question, too, Arashi, you pointed this out in the analyst segment. Are they going to go with the same emblem setup, right? What is the job here going to be this time around? And not only that, but there's the last pick as well for SMG.
A Claw to round it out. This is interesting, man, because Nightmare, they're going back again to the pick-up strat. They've gone for the Dyrok to ensure that they can take down the Baxia with the physical defense shred. But on the other side, now it seems like SMG, they have good pick-off, but they also have a very decent amount of AoE for a team fight. So on paper, at least, I think that SMG is a bit more flexible in how they want to play this out. For Nightmare, it's a bit more straightforward, so it all comes down to the execution.
And this I just noticed this real quick, guys. Yeah. It is going to be the swap, right? Juviana is in. I didn't know if that was going to be, you know, just a typo thing, but yeah, Juviana is going to be in this time around.
Yeah, this time around we will see if it will end for Team SMG. Will they get that 2-0, the full sweep, the clean sweep against Nightmare, or will Nightmare this time show us something else and make this best of 3, or turn this best of 3 to a best of 1. Team SMG so far have proven that they can do it and they can make it. On the other hand, and also there's something interesting, Arashi, when we were in the draft, didn't focus, Team Nightmare didn't focus on, Team SMG didn't focus on banning the junglers. So at this point, I think that the variety, or the junglers that Team Nightmare can pull off are quite a lot.
There's quite a few, actually, but they did ban the Nolan. That, to be fair, that can go anywhere at this point with how strong and flexible that hero's kit is. For Nightmare right now, I think what's kind of catching my eye is Juviana now going with a lot more aggressive of an emblem set. It's what we talked about before. And respecting the Baxia, just, full dive potential. Cammy and Soso are going with the Purify. I think that's definitely the way to go. So I think they're going to try and survive the initial impact coming in from Team SMG and maybe counter-engage with Jaspin on the Grok.
Yeah, after banning that Diggy and after seeing that you will be playing against the Chu, especially the Miko's Chu, you have to bring that Purify in your team. So Nightmare so far is touching down or seeing how things are for Team SMG.
Saksa gonna find too easy for Lexi. Makes quick work of him with the first blood going in the hands of Smooth.
It was so fast. It had just happened so fast. He took that jungler right away. Just when he showed up on the map, he was out.
That is definitely not how Nightmare Esports want this game to go, man. If you look at their emblems, it was a Wilderness Blessing and the Agility for 2 members, and Wilderness Blessing still on 1 more member. So everyone's trying to be aggressive and roam. They have the Rupture and the Assassin emblem as well, but Team SMG are the ones getting ahead right here. And look at Saksa, man. Against 3 members, he's just rolling.
He is rolling, and maybe the odds this time will roll for them as well. So right now we'll see what will happen.
They're going to find Miko already. Heart Guard going to come out, finds a target, too easy. Will fall. Turtle going to be ignored for now. just trying to drive them back. Smooth, working it. 1 versus 2. Saksa gets the turtle. Jasmine in trouble. Smooth as well. Cross for cross they go. So picks up the kill. Now he's on the run. Gonna get stunned there. Couple hits away. Juliana trying to help him out. Goes to the brush and is fine, but the turtle goes to Team SMG.
Smooth now tastes some of his own medicine. That Valentina play was incredible, Arashi.
I mean, it was pretty good, and this is what they need to do, but Team SMG now, they just got the turtle, and technically they still came out on top right there, and they were able to chase down the members of Niightmare Esports. This is the problem with that Angela. The Boxer was looking so low, but with Stormy on the Angela coming in out of nowhere, that just turns the whole fight around for Niightmare Esports, and they're forced to pick. Are they going to try and secure the kill regardless, or ignore him? And that kind of choice in a split second is a lot more difficult than it seems.
Wow. I'm actually, every time you tell me what happened after a fight, I'm mesmerized by the amount of information that I might have missed. So you just said some stuff that I haven't caught by my eyes, and this is really amazing. You are really a technical and a tactical analyst.
Going for this, again, their own tactical way. SMG gets a lot out of Nightmare. I mean, this is the thing. You can already see the level disparity happening here on some of the roles, some of the lanes. But right now, Nightmare Esports holding on 4 minutes in.
Yeah, I think that they are a little bit equal, even though like right now it's 4 minutes in, or like we are 4 minutes in the game. It is actually so equal between Team SMG and Nightmare. Unlike the last game, Team SMG, after a minute from now, were in control.
Look at that play, the 1v1 Smooth, just holding his own. But Juliana just doing a lot better, I think, in that EXPL matchup. But for how long? Saksa comes in.
Oh, here comes Saksa. Juliana does not have the Sandstorm. He is going to flick her out, though. So, right with that, he also had that hard guard being used with Sosol. Now, still working on it in this bottom lane. SMG, Miko. Looking for a target, not going to be able to find it, but the turtle is now up.
Miko had his own flicker, but actually didn't even want to use it. Team SMG safely, without any problem happening, without any, let's say, there's no fight back, or like they don't want to go for the neutral objective, Team Nightmare.
Uh-oh, Saksa once again into the jungle of Nightmare. Has Miko there with him, but he's just going to back off for now. But with that, again, the second turtle taken for Team SMG.
Oof, for Nightmare, though, they have the negative endurance right here, but is that enough? The hard guard backshot combo is still so difficult for them to really find a solution for. But for Team SMG, I think all things considered, I would expect the gold lane to be a bit bigger. I mean, this is a box shot, a clear slash, but Smooth is just relentless on this huge song, man.
He is smooth. He lives up to his name, and now Joviana is in that
Smooth.
place.
Once again, where he needs to be. Kill goes over to Saksa. And this is what happens, just like we saw from the previous game. This is where that snowball effect, that momentum starts to build for Team SMG.
SMG, every time they managed to control that early game, it was so hard for any team to stand up against them. And right now, and after I said it earlier, it was 1 minute away from now when Team SMG got in control. And right now, they are in charge, they are in control, they are in command.
All right, it's Saksa. It's Miko here. Into the jungle they go. Saksa going to go ahead and take it, not letting too easy for Lexi have anything. At this point, it's a little bit hard for Lexi. He's having trouble. Going to be forced out here. Sosol holding on to the heart guard himself. Now Saksa making his way to the purple.
Man, it's just such a tough situation, man. The box, just in your jungle constantly is just a big problem. And I think with 2 levels down, there's no chance, man. Saksa takes it away, and too easy for Lexi. It's not looking like he's having such an easy game after all.
Yeah, he is trespassing. He is getting inside the jungle without permission. Team SMG makes the whole land of Dawn seems like it is their land, not just the land of Dawn, it is the land of SMG right now. So SMG are taking every neutral objective. They don't even need to use that retribution. Team Nightmare are just listening. They are just listening carefully to what SMG have to say.
Saksa and the rest of the squad here, even with a hard guard, not going to be enough. Nice wild charge though, but still not enough. Cammy does go down. Miko's still going to be up here as well. It's Saksa holding the front line, and they will get that tier 1 on the top side.
But there, Smooth gets taken out though. A good trade back by Niightmare Esports. A bit of a swing in gold, but being 2K gold lead ahead, still securing all the objectives. Still going south for Niightmare Esports. They have to try and make something happen right here. Maybe use Jasmine in a more creative manner. Get a pick off. Make sure that you go for the prior targets. If they can find Stormy on the Angela before the hard guard gets used, that could be the golden moment they look for. But now, too easy for Lexi. Is he gonna get the orange buff?
Yeah, I think that they want to take it to a 2v5 because right now the goal difference is not so high.
No.
Wow, that's annoying.
That's tough. Right now, it's very difficult for too easy for Lexi even to compete against his own buffs. So what more? This first Lord coming up. It's Team SMG is not letting up at all, and even right now, Saksa just staying here into enemy territory. Meanwhile, Sasa is going to work on the bottom side. So can they force a situation here? Right now, Niightmare Esports just trying to hold on.
Yeah, he's just acting like he owns this place, right, Arashi?
Look at how they're cutting off Nightmare from their own targets, man. Saksa still being a huge menace, and they can't do anything, man. Nightmare let him walk away.
Yeah, they are just watching what Team SMG is doing. They are not making any reflex. There's nothing happening from the team now, or like from the side of Team Nightmare. And I'm wondering, I am really wondering, what would be the turning point for Team Nightmare?
Well, one of them could be right here if they can get a kill on Saksa, especially with the damage. They're going to respect it. They do get Saksa down, but here comes Sasa with a blazing duet. Can he get back? One hit away. Soul gets that. So to answer your question, Yasu, that's it right there for Niightmare Esports.
What a massive blunder. They even lost a turret on the bottom side. You gotta respect your opponents, man. That was not it. They lost 2 members. Sasa to the fadeaway, by the way. Unfortunately for them, Nightmare won't be able to secure the Lord just yet. So SMG, they've got a second chance at this. But bro, what was that?
That was the damage. And look at too easy for Lexi. His damage right now is actually able. And you just said, Naisu, that he cannot even compete against his own jungle, or like his own buffs. But his damage right now is actually quite good. So Team Nightmare might build up on this, and Team Nightmare are actually equal, almost equal in terms of gold.
Looking at the item builds right here, it seems like it's going to be a full tank build for too easy for Lexi. He's a bit more utility based. He's just trying to make sure that Juliana and Cammy can just do as much damage as possible. On that note though, only 2 items completed for Cammy, 500 gold down from Sasa, who has his core items on the Claude and the Wind of Nature. So all these physical damage sources can be dealt with, and he has a Purify, which he was using in the previous fight. And with the Flex of the Oasis completed for Stormy, this is where they have a huge power spike if they can use it efficiently.
Well, Juliana, not even a part of this fight here. Not sure if they can even compete again in Saksa. Just going to secure that Lord. You saw that, right? I mean, I guess it was better off. Maybe Niightmare Esports just like, let's give it up. Let's continue to work from that deficit that we had in the early game.
Yeah, and also that Lord was brought to you by Kadia, and also this Lord will be for the favorite Team SMG. If you look at any number, you will see that it's in the favor of Team SMG, but at any moment, with just one mistake, with just one little mistake, Team Nightmare can take the wheel. Team Nightmare can actually turn the odds towards them.
See if they can do it here. Once again, the bottom side, they go. The hard guard's there. It's 3 versus 2. Miko trying to make his way on the backside. Saksa does fall. Juliana quite low. Lord there as well. There's the blazing duet. And they're going to get whittled down. It's a double. Right there, but they trade it. It's the 2 for 2.
The hard guard versus hard guard situation, man. There's just a lot more damage available for Niightmare Esports in the middle of that fight. But trading 2 for 2, especially when you have the Lord, is bad in a way. But now with 2 members down, can Niightmare Esports stop the Lord push?
Actually, I've just looked right at the audience. We have a full stage, so everyone is waiting for this moment, whether they are here with us at the venue or they are back home. And right now, Team SMG have the opportunity to bring the first victory at the opening of the wild card back home. But again, and after you said that in the first game, I actually took note of it, Team SMG don't get the best out of the first Lord once again.
Just not ideal, man. usually with the Lord, you want to go for a decisive play, but look at the goal difference right here, right? In a way, it's almost beneficial for Niightmare Esports how they played that out. So they gotta be a bit more respectful for that late game, the composition from Niightmare Esports, because they're meant to go for the one pickoff instead of a huge team fight. So knowing that, Team SMG cannot let Niightmare Esports get what they want, right? Make sure that they can go and take fights on their own terms and hang on to the towers, man. They just gave up a turret for no reason. If you look at the in-game equipment right here, even for Smooth, he's going full defensive after the Hunter Strike, so he's still attempting to be a frontline tank. So for Team SMG later, if Niightmare Esports can zone away or shut down Sasa in a fight, that's just the bulk of their damage already negated completely.
Yeah, Team Nightmare have that snowball ability, and they might take someone before they even start. That lured by Miko manages to go back, and now he will be back home. He will get some HP. He will get ready for the next. He will be ready for the upcoming Lord. Team SMG, and as I said it before, they don't get the best use out of the neutral objectives. And as you just mentioned, Arashi, they didn't have an ideal Lord, let's say, initiation or a fight. There wasn't a conceal, a play. But again, I want to ask you actually, Naisu. Team SMG at this moment, do you think that they will make a huge mistake?
Well, right now, it's going to be Juviana making the mistake. He is going to be quite under territory. Goes in with a flicker. Gets the hit here. Tries a regen. Going to go down by Stormy. Can they win the battle? The objective, though. Team SMG. Saksa going to go down. Niightmare Esports could make a massive comeback here. Kami going to be in trouble. Blazing Duet comes through. Still going to be pushed off the Lord. Niightmare Esports running for the hills. Smooth and Sasa will be able to get this kill. Jasmine tries to wild charge away, and he does it. Survives for now, but gives up the Lord here to Team SMG, unless Too Easy for Lexi can pull something amazing off.
Maybe he can go in and maybe he can get that retribution, but it will be just the time for Saksa to come back. A massive play, just two last survivors from Team Nightmare.
Was looking kind of okay for Nightmare there. They were able to use that split kind of and make Juviana just take two members away from the Lord. But unfortunately, they did not have the damage to really shred it down. And so they get absolutely punished, man. Cammy was in the Lord pit, and he was just cornered by Smooth. That is not how you want the fight to play out. And now with the Lord in hand, Team SMG, can they find the end? Because they don't have long range, they don't have good siege potential. They have to go for a pickoff or an all-out fight if they really want to go and end the game with this push.
Well, the only thing that I can tell you for sure is that Miko doesn't have that flicker, so we might not see the outplay happening from Team SMG, but everything that's being built up until this moment is saying that Team SMG might have this victory with this coming Lord.
Lord going down to the bottom side. Rest of Team SMG focusing on the top here. Looking to fully expose the base of Niightmare Esports if they can. And as you mentioned, a lot of that lies here. Yasuo, Flicker now available for Miko. Does he force a play here? Has the immortality as well. And So holding on to his own Way of the Dragon. Lord finally taken care of. Smooth gonna go in. Dragon form. There's Miko. Finds Jasmine cleanly. And now they're gonna go ahead and find this last turret of the base of Niightmare Esports. Do they push it in? Smooth gonna jump in, find Juviana. Immortality gonna be popped. They're still trying to hold on. Heart Guard gonna come through. Sasa with the blazing duet. Juviana trying to buy some time, keep them at bay, but can't do it. Finally, Saksa falls. Miko's immortality gonna be popped. Can they do it more? They can't. They have to back off.
Team Nightmare lives up to see another defense. What a defense from Team Nightmare, and what an engagement that wasn't actually understandable from Team SMG. What was that?
Well, they went for the pickoff, and I think, you know, with a member advantage, they can end the game. But right there, with multiple members still down, instead of using the Angela sustainability, right, the regeneration, to really push the tempo and end the game right there maybe, or cycle the death timers a bit more, they just back away so passively, it's almost shocking. I thought they were going to go absolutely aggressive, and then maybe when it looks like it's too much, they're going to back away. But they played extra safe, and still on 69% real-time win rate though, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it is pretty nice, but what is nicer than this rate is that Team Nightmare now have the opportunity to flip everything around. Even though seconds ago it was near 0%, it was somewhere around 5% that Team Nightmare will win. But having that 31% means that Team Nightmare and Team SMG have gotten into the late game phase, and now numbers wouldn't matter that much, neither the kills nor even the goals.
Jasmine. Oh, that is massive already. The wild charge expended right before this Lord fight is going to ensue. So right now, Team SMG knowing that, even though Jasmine gets back, they can work around this a couple ways. Miko also going to be forced out of that area, too easy for Lexi. This is going to be tough for him to battle it out with Saksa, unless SoSoul is able to find their own target. Smooth also waiting there on the side.
Yeah, they don't want that. You don't actually want the Lord. They want the team fight around the Lord. So now, Team SMG is Lord dancing.
Jasmine, once again, Miko with the moves will find Jasmine, takes him out of the picture. SoSoul still holding on to the way of Dragon himself. Smooth pops his Dragon form with the Heart Guard, and they're going to force Niightmare Esports back away from the Lord. Do they want to fight this? SoSoul might be the target, might be the one to find the target here. Team SMG still holding the Lord in the pit.
Well, the top side of the map is still pushing for the side of Team SMG, so that is something that Niightmare Esports cannot ignore. They might be sending one person there, but Team SMG, they are willing to just play the long game. They used 3 ultimates earlier, and they did not force the engage. They will be able to get the Lord right here. Smooth, he might get taken out.
Smooth, wow, look at the damage coming out from Cammy. Lord gonna be secured though, Blazing Duet forcing Niightmare Esports back. They lost Smooth, but Team SMG gets the Lord.
They do get the Lord, and they might get the opportunity to finish this, but Team Nightmare have shown us once and over again that they are able to make that defense work, even though they don't have that clearance. But Team SMG never finishes the job, or at least until now, they have never finished the job.
20 seconds to go on Smooth to respawn. Team SMG might be forced to fight with the Lord as their 5th teammate instead of Smooth. Niightmare Esports, they are trying to prepare an ambush here, waiting for that potential pickoff. If they can get it, it's going to be absolutely massive for them. But Miko is always waiting on the sides, man. He might just find something. He might be the key to victory for Niightmare Esports.
Saksa gonna go towards Jasmine, but there's the response coming up from Niightmare Esports. Sasa already popping the Blazing, doing along with the Heart Guard, gonna find the kick. Juviana still gonna be alive. They conceal back, they have to deal with the Lord, and they know it. Team SMG is gonna go ahead and recalibrate here, recoup, and make their way to the base.
Yeah, they can make their way to the base, especially by having Smooth just respawn, and Smooth does have his Dragon. He can go in, he can make a play, and with that pressure coming from the minions, Team SMG might go in, but again, they choose to play the safer route, they choose to play it peacefully, and they want to go for the next Lord, which is 90 seconds away.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, we are just past 20 minutes here, and the gold lead is only 1,000. The longer the game goes, the more the gold lead just means nothing. Looking at the items right here, for the most part, standard builds from Stormy on the Angela. We thought he might go for a bit more damage, knowing that he is the only magical damage source on the team, aside from the box here, but he's going with a full supportive build. Maybe that could be changed here in order to get something. On the other side, SoSoul, late game Valentina, we say it every time, it's very subtle, but it does a lot of damage. And surprisingly, the Terrify, the crowd control that she provides, could be massive in the middle of a big team fight. So now it's a bit weird. I feel like Team SMG has had opportunities to really force Niightmare Esports into a tough spot, but they haven't been doing so. So Niightmare Esports now, if they can prep the waves properly, they are the ones that might be able to force Team SMG to a fight around the Lord Pit.
Well, at this moment, I think that Team SMG should be, and that's a should be punished for wasting all these opportunities to finish the game off. And right now, we are heading into I don't know if it's going to be one of the longest games today, but 22 minutes in, and there was multiple chances to finish the game, but each time the execution wasn't just there. The macro game was good, the micro game also was good, but the execution of the finish never ever existed for the side of Team SMG.
Which is crazy, right? Because they had so many opportunities like you guys talked about, and I think that speaks volumes. Niightmare Esports in this game, at least for game number 2, has done well at holding on, getting to the point where they are now. And even for Too Easy for Lexi, right, he had a very difficult early game, and they're still trying to work around with it. Miko even trying to find his own setups, as he should. But right now, I'd love to see Niightmare Esports contest for this Lord and take it from Team SMG if they can. They've got all the tools they need.
Jasmine there with the very good barrier to reset the Lord. The first turret for the side of Team SMG is still standing in the mid lane. So in a way, it's a bit more difficult for Niightmare Esports to really get some good pushes going. They're going for the conceal, but Saksa!
Saksa gonna be the target here. Full force, hard guard there as well. Immortality gonna be popped. There's the kick as well. Saksa will fall. Team SMG waiting for the counter. Can they pull it off? Lord's still gonna be worked on. Too Easy for Lexi, quite low as well. Does have the immortality available. Soul still looking for an ultimate to take. He's looking for the right one for the situation. Jasmine gonna go in. Saksa will fall. Cammy gets the kill. Trying to keep it together. Smooth has to get out of there. Has the immortality, but this is Niightmare Esports taking the Lord from Team SMG.
They are now getting punished. As I said, Team Niightmare are taking the advantage of the tremendous, ridiculously amount of opportunities that Team SMG have given them, and now Team SMG should pay the price. Team Niightmare now are heading gold, but that doesn't matter. Heading into 25 inside the game, I just think, and as I told you also, Arash, I told also the audience, it just takes one mistake to finish the game, and Team SMG so far have done a lot of mistakes.
That was a very costly mistake. Losing Saksa and using the hard guard on him even. What was the idea there? It's like they're trying to capture and trap Niightmare Esports on the side, but Niightmare Esports throughout the whole game have been going for a very straightforward approach at ending this game, and Team SMG are falling short. They might lose the base turrets. Can't Niightmare go for more?
They can go for more, and they can actually finish that game because the Lord haven't even been touched. It wasn't like even harmed. Look, even the minions are not now focusing on the Lord, rather Team SMG as well. So the minions are synchronized, everything is aligned. Team Niightmare might have the happy ending they were aiming for.
Right now, conceal going to be used. Lord making his way, bottom side, going to charge in. Turret's going to go down. Team SMG backs against the wall here. They're looking possibly at a game number 3. There's the Dragon form from Smooth, going to keep them at bay. They have to take out the Lord. Team SMG does that. Can they stay in the game here?
Look at Kami is trying to finish that game. He's trying to deal a ridiculous amount of damage, but Miko might go in.
Oh, Miko was looking for his own pick. Does have the immortality available. Not anymore. Takes a ball right there from Kami, and now still going to be working on it. Base fully explodes. Niightmare Esports, can they end the game? Take it to a game 3, and they do.
They do end this, and they do now get the opportunity. We can now hear the crowd cheering up Team Niightmare. They have punished the deservable, punishable people, like the players. SMG gets punished by the hands of Team Niightmare, and right now they take us to the breaking point to game 3.
They have equalized against the favorites right here. Niightmare Esports just showing everyone that you cannot count them out, and it's never over until it's really over.